What if our world isn't quite the same world we grew up in? Ever since CERN fired up the Large Hadron Collider, people all over the globe have reported strange glitches in reality. Events that don't line up with our memories, bizarre scientific anomalies, and whispers of parallel universes bleeding into ours. The scientists at CERN were looking for answers about the universe, but some believe they may have cracked open something much bigger, much scarier. Today we're going to look at 10 disturbing signs that CERN may have actually ripped through reality. In 2010, a disturbing rumor started to spread that CERN might accidentally create a Strangelet, a hypothetical particle that could turn all matter it touched into more strange matter. If that happened, it could consume the entire planet in seconds. Now, mainstream physicists dismissed the idea as unlikely. Leaked safety reports revealed that certain scientists had actually debated the risk, though. That alone was enough to frighten the public, and then years later, satellites recorded massive, unexplained bursts of radiation in Earth's upper atmosphere, the kind of anomaly some theorists connect to strange matter interactions. Now, no official link was ever made to CERN, but the coincidence fueled suspicion that the collider may have been brushing up against forces powerful enough to destabilize reality itself. For people already uneasy about the collider, the Strangelet panic was a sign we might be playing with fire. In 2016, CERN admitted they were running experiments to detect micro-black holes. Scientists reassured the public that these would be harmless and would evaporate instantly, but even the possibility was enough to unsettle some people. Micro-black holes are not like anything we can fully predict with current physics, and in theory, they could pierce the fabric of space-time itself. At almost the exact same time, people began reporting unusual phenomena. Sinkholes opening up without warning, mysterious booms heard across different countries, and strange lights in the sky. None of these events were officially connected to CERN, obviously, but the overlap in timing was suspicious. If micro-black holes were being created, even briefly, it is possible they didn't disappear quietly. Instead, they may have left tiny scars in reality that we're still living with today. When CERN announced the discovery of the Higgs boson in 2012, newspapers around the world called it God's particle. But behind the excitement, some scientists quietly raised some alarms. Theoretical physicists warned that if the Higgs field was unstable, it could trigger a vacuum collapse, an unstoppable chain reaction that would spread at the speed of light and erase reality as we know it. Nobel laureate Frank Wilczek went on record suggesting the discovery could pose a real danger to the universe. Strangely, that same year, reports of Mandela Effect cases surged. Entire groups of people started insisting that logos, movie quotes, geography, that it all changed. Could this be coincidence, or did the discovery of the Higgs particle alter our universe so fundamentally we actually shifted into a safer version of reality without realizing it? In 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 disappeared without a trace, becoming one of the greatest aviation mysteries in history. While official investigations eventually concluded that it probably just crashed into the Indian Ocean, no large wreckage was found for years, and what made the event more unsettling was the timing, though. The disappearance happened during a period when CERN was running some of its most aggressive collision experiments. A small but vocal group of people suggested that if CERN had destabilized space-time, objects could literally fall out of our dimension. Sounds nuts, but the complete vanishing of a massive passenger jet without debris or signals, that is kind of suspicious. Could it be that the plane didn't simply crash, but slipped into a different reality altogether? Of course, there's no official evidence, but the timing has got people raising some questions. Something unusual happened in 2016. Around the world, people started reporting reality glitches at a much higher rate than ever before. Famous movie lines no longer matched what people remembered. Historical dates were slightly off, and even geography seemed to change in subtle but noticeable ways. I remember me personally, I learned about the Mandela Effect in 2016. CERN's collider reached record-breaking energy levels that year, though, smashing protons together at 13 tera-electronvolts, which is the highest energy ever achieved in human history. Some researchers speculated that at such extreme energy levels, CERN might have briefly accessed parallel universes or altered the quantum structure of our own. For ordinary people, 2016 felt like the year the world suddenly tilted in some strange ways, as if we had merged maybe with another timeline. If CERN really was opening tiny doors into parallel universes, this may have been the moment when two of them fused into one. In June of 2016, residents living near CERN's facility in Geneva began circulating photographs of a bizarre swirling vortex that appeared in the sky directly above the collider. The images showed this dark circular cloud formation that looked eerily like a portal opening in the atmosphere. Around the same time, the region was hit by unusually intense lightning storms, adding to the eeriness of it all. Meteorologists insisted it was a weather phenomenon, but for a lot of people, the coincidence was just too weird. CERN was running its most powerful experiments ever, and suddenly, this perfect vortex appeared above it. Even now, the photographs are online, and there's theories that CERN may have accidentally torn open a hole in space-time, if only for a brief moment. For those already wary of the collider, it didn't really ease their feelings about it. Standing outside CERN's headquarters is a bronze statue of the Hindu god Shiva, known as the Cosmic Destroyer. The statue itself is real and was gifted to CERN by the Indian government in 2004. But in 2016, something strange happened. There was a leaked video that showed people in lab coats performing what appeared to be a ritual sacrifice in front of the statue. CERN dismissed the footage as a prank staged by employees, but some people were pretty disturbed by the imagery. Shiva's role in Hindu mythology is destroy one cycle of existence so that another can begin. Kind of a fitting symbol for a facility smashing the building blocks of reality apart. Staged or not, the video really didn't do much to help ease people's suspicions, all the conspiracies and stuff. I don't know. Are they meddling with things bigger than they're letting on? Who knows? In 2017, scientists noticed strange anomalies in the Global Positioning System. GPS satellites, which rely on incredibly precise timing, began showing discrepancies that could not be explained by ordinary errors. These glitches appeared soon after CERN ran another round of high-energy experiments. The problem with GPS is that even the slightest distortion in space-time can throw its timing off. Since the system depends on relativity, some quietly speculated that if CERN warped space-time, even for a fraction of a second, the effects could ripple outward and impact satellite networks. Officially, the errors were attributed to software bugs, but skeptics believe this was one of the clearest real-world signs that CERN's activities were bleeding into our everyday reality. For something as critical as GPS, even a small, unexplained glitch can be deeply disturbing. In late 2015, just before CERN announced new high-energy collisions, astrophysicists detected bursts of high-energy particles hitting Earth that could not be explained by solar activity or cosmic rays. These bursts appeared suddenly, spiking detectors across multiple observatories. What made this so unsettling was, again, the timing lined up almost perfectly with CERN ramping up the collider to nearly double the energy it was before. Official reports avoided making a connection, of course, but researchers admitted they'd never seen anything quite like this. Some theorists suggested that if CERN's experiments had briefly punctured space-time, energy could have leaked out as a kind of particle storm hitting Earth from nowhere. The anomaly eventually faded, but for many, it remains one of the most disturbing signs that CERN's work may not be fully contained. Finally, imagine waking up one day and realizing your memories don't match reality. That is exactly what millions of people began experiencing around 2010, shortly after CERN's collider started running at full power. The Mandela Effect, a phenomenon where entire groups of people remember history differently. It suddenly exploded in popularity around this time. Some swore Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 80s, only to discover he lived till 2013. Others said childhood staples like the Berenstain Bears is now Bernstein Bears, and CERN's high-energy experiments started in 2008. Within 2 years, all these collective memory glitches, they seem to be getting talked about a lot more. Skeptics say it's just people's faulty memory. But the number of people experiencing the same misremembered details, it makes some people wonder if we slipped into an alternate timeline. If CERN's experiments really did shift us to a new version of reality, the Mandela Effect might be the first widespread clue. I've been your host, James, and I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next video.